Hello, my name is Detective Zachary Waters and I'm the Public Information Officer for the Chandler Police Department. I'd like to welcome you to this online course for false alarms. We appreciate your willingness to work with us as we continue to evolve with our trainings due to COVID-19. I hope the information provided in this video is both informative and helpful in your understanding of the process the Chandler Police Department takes in regards to our alarm calls for service. We categorize our alarm calls into three categories. First, the audible alarms, which usually consist of alarm notifications from private residential alarm companies, panic or silent alarms, which usually consist of internal alarms set off by homeowners, and hold-up alarms, which usually consist of internal alarms set off by businesses. First, let's talk about audible alarms. The most common form of audible alarms is generated by alarm companies when the alarm is set off at your residence. The standard response is for 1 or 2 officers to respond to the residence. When the officer arrives, they will park approximately 2 to 3 houses away from your residence. This technique is to allow for a safe approach for the officer and does not allow the patrol vehicle to be seen by someone who is inside that's not supposed to be. The officer will walk up to the residence on foot. They will survey the residence to view the entire entryway of the house. These include doors, windows, and the garage door. The officer is looking for any signs that may be out of the ordinary, such as glass breakage or open doors. Once the officer surveys the front yard, they will focus on the backyard. If there is alley access behind the residence, we will attempt to view the backyard from the alley. If we can enter through a side gate to quickly check the rear windows and doors, we will. If the residence does have a dog present, we will not enter the backyard to ensure the safety of our officers and the dog. Once the officer is able to view all accessible entry points, what happens if the officer finds a front door open or a broken window? In this example, let's imagine the officer found the front door open. The officer will have the dispatcher attempt to call the homeowner to advise them on the situation. The officers will also request a backup officer to assist them in this search. The officers will conduct a quick search of the property to assure no one is inside the residence. Once the officers can ensure the residence is empty, we will wait for the homeowner to arrive back at the residence to secure the home. If the homeowner cannot respond in a reasonable amount of time, approximately 10 to 30 minutes, the officer will secure the residence to the best of their ability. If the officer is unable to speak with the homeowner, we will attempt to secure the residence and leave a door hanger on the door. The door hanger will have the contact information for the officer if any follow-up is needed. Next, we will focus on panic alarm at a residence. When we hear the word panic alarm, we treat this as a higher priority call for service. We believe the resident is inside their home, possibly being robbed or in a home invasion type situation. Generally, 2 to 3 officers will be assigned. They will park at a distance where they can maintain visual of the residence. If practical, they will have 1 officer obtain a viewpoint of the rear of the residence while the other 2 officers focus on the front. Once they have the perimeter set, the dispatch will make a phone call to the homeowner. If the homeowner answers the phone and tells dispatch that everything is okay and the alarm was an accident, the dispatcher will request the homeowner come outside to speak with officers. If this happens, please follow the instructions of the dispatcher because they will relay the same information to the officers on scene that the homeowner will be coming outside. On the flip side, if the homeowner cannot answer the phone, officers will conduct different measures depending on the circumstances presented to them to ensure the safety of everyone involved. Lastly, let us cover how the Chandler Police Department handles hold-up alarms at businesses. A prime example is a silent panic alarm that a clerk at a bank may touch if they are getting robbed. In this example, we consider this a high priority and high danger type of call. We will dispatch 2 to 3 officers who will focus on setting a perimeter around the business. The goal of the officers is to establish a perimeter and a viewpoint of the entire building. Once that is established, the officer will ask the dispatcher to call inside the business. If the manager states everything is fine, the dispatcher will request the manager to come outside and speak with officers. If this happens, please follow the instructions of the dispatcher because they will relay the information to the officers on scene that the manager will be coming outside. As with residential panic alarms, if the business is actually being robbed, officers will maintain their perimeter and use other resources at their disposal. This concludes our training on hold-up alarms.